Welcome to the 10-Minute Treasurer. My name is Jeff Pospisil, and in these videos, what I try to do is I try to provide some practical advice that will hopefully improve your church's financial future. In this video, I'm going to be looking into this irrational fear that a lot of people have of taxes, and it affects the churches, it affects our pastors and other people. And I just want to go over some of the math that will hopefully dispel some of those fears. Look, I understand the fear of taxes to some degree. I'm a cheap accountant. I do whatever I can to reduce my tax bill legally because it often feels like you're getting screwed over when it comes to taxes. But there are times when we actually hurt our own finances by trying to reduce our tax bill. And those are the areas where I'm concerned about in this video. So those areas where I've seen it, when it comes to moving expenses, when churches are paying bonuses, when you're trying to provide a taxable benefit, or this other one, UBIT, which is unrelated business income tax. So churches that earn an income that is taxable. So those are the areas that we're going to look at. So let's go ahead and look at the math. So I set up a fake pastor. He's a single pastor. He lives in a parsonage. I'm giving him a salary of $50,000. And of that, there's various deductions and exclusions from income. So there's a housing exclusion and pension and health deductions. And so what that is, and the amount of $12,000. And that would bring our taxable income as reported on box one of the W-2 down to $38,000. So then when you factor in the self-employment taxes, the tax bill would be right around $10,765. So that's our base. But let's say the church wants to pay $5,000 to help the pastor reduce the student loan debt. So the salary plus that bonus goes to $55,000. Since we're able to set it up right to do it so it's not taxed, and I'll include a link to that in the description, by the way, um, our exclusions and deductions go up to $17,000. So our taxable income stays at that $38,000 and our taxes stay the same. So that's obviously the best way, and that's your goal. But let's just say it's not possible for whatever reason. We provide that bonus, but it's taxed. So that means the deductions didn't change, the deductions and exclusions. So the box one taxable income goes up to 43,000, and here's what happens to your tax bill. So your income went up by $5,000, but your tax bill goes up by roughly $1,300 to 12,084. So that's going to be kind of the rule of thumb, whether you're single or married, is that whatever taxable bonus you get or benefits you get, the taxes are going to be roughly 25% of that if you're a pastor. So keep that in mind. Is it worth it? Is it worth that increased amount of taxes in order to receive that benefit? Well, sometimes it's a maybe. You know, if there's a work provided vehicle that they allow you to use for commuting, every time you commute with that vehicle, you're going to be taxed on it. So maybe you don't want to commute with it. Maybe you just want to use it for other work miles. Maybe they provide you with a fitness membership, but you never use it. Why would I want to receive that taxable benefit if I'm not going to use it? Sometimes, or probably often, the church or the denomination will pay to move the pastor. And so when this happens, that's a taxable event. So maybe you might think it's worth moving yourself to avoid that tax. Or if the church wants to send you on a vacation, is it a place you want to go? Would you pay a quarter of the price the church is paying in order to go on it? So those are the ones that I think about are maybes, but there's ones that are always. So if the church or the denomination wants to reimburse you for moving, that one is a gimme. You always take that because if let's just say they want their you can be reimbursed $1,000 and it's only going to cost you $250 in taxes, you're up $750. Same way for reimbursing medical bonuses that are taxable, debt reduction benefits, and again, I'll include a link to that in the description because there's a way to not be taxed on that, and there's also a way not to be taxed on your reimbursement for medical. It's called QSERA, and I'll put a link to that as well. I just want to go over the math one more time, and I'm going to use pictures this time too. So again, imagine you get a taxable benefit of $4,000. So let's say it's a bonus, and you know you have to pay $1,000 back in tax. That's 25% of it. And a lot of us, we'd focus so much on that increased tax bill that we'd forget that we have an extra $3,000 in our hands. You know, so I mean, it's almost like if they said, "Hey, we can figure out a way to give you a $3,000 bonus and all the taxes will be taken care of," you'd be perfectly happy with that. But sometimes they just focus on that tax bill. By the way, the same thing is true for churches as well. Um, I talked real briefly about that unrelated business income tax, and maybe that's worth a video sometime, maybe not. It's not that common, but the tax rate on that is 37%. So if you fall into one of those categories where you have to pay unrelated business income tax, and again, it's not that common, you might earn $10,000, but you might have to pay $3,700 in tax. Well, was it worth the effort to earn that? What would that be? $6,300 in tax? Maybe, maybe not. So, but either way, you are ending up financially better. This video was brought to you by the Dakotas Conference of the United Methodist Church, as well as the Dakotas United Methodist Foundation. You can always find more of our stuff on dakotasumc.org, and it is a pleasure to be able to serve you. God bless you.